Alright. Looks like we got another program here. Oh, looks like we're defining our own thingamajigs. What are those called? Functions? We define our own functions? Yeah, functions.
It's functions.
It is functions.
Defining a function.
Yep.
Yup.
And basically what that means is you take this word def, and you get to define a function.
I think you're forgetting something.
What?
We haven't put our name on the paper.
Oh, no. Yep, you have to put your name on the paper, guys. I'm going to go ahead and erase this because you got to put your name on it first. So I'm going to go ahead and put my name, Leonidus the second. And, of course, you.
Grand Cheif. Yeah.
Grand Cheif.
Grand Cheif.
Awesome.
I do what I can.
Not Master Chief, but Grand Cheif.
Yeah.
Now, is that like Indian or Halo? Like
Halo. What the
or
hell is Halo?
Or a Halo Indian?
No, it's native.
Oh, native. All right.
Native American.
Oh, sounds good. We look here. We see these defined statements for these functions right here that you get to name. If you define it, and then you can name it. So car, that's just a made up name. You can name it, define Grand Cheif if you want to.
Yeah.
Parentheses A, colon.
But you need an underscore because you can't have spaces.
That is true. So if you were to go for Grand Cheif as your function name, you'd have to have underscore right there. Maybe, yeah, that's it. But right here, we look at these statements right here. Those mean nothing right now because honestly, they're just empty statements with no information. So what I think we're going to have to do is we're going to have to start down here at the first input, which is where you put in information. Oh, what do we do from here now?
Well,
Grand Cheif.
Well, Leonidas.
It's Leonidas the second.
The second, sorry.
Yep.
You're going to look at your first statement, right?
Right now?
There.
Oh, that arrow points it out.
Yep, right there, value. Now, value is your variable name for the input of please enter a value between 1 and 10. And we're just going to go on ahead and use 5.
I was going to say 5 too.
Oh, yeah.
Great minds think alike.
Yep. Now, you're going to take 5, and you're going to come... Crap. This sucks.
To V1, right?
To V1.
To V1.
And you're going to see it says car. The program's going to see car, and it's going to bring it your value, because that's what's in the parentheses.
And what was value again?
5.
5.
You're going to come up here, and the program is going to define car A, and A is now 5, because value is like a ball that changes. The ball gets thrown up here. There's the ball.
There's the ball.
And it gets put into A.
Because call card called for value to A, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Called for the ball.
Yep.
And now the ball is changed from value to variable A. So it's going to take B, and it's going to set it equal to A times 4, and A is 5. So A times 4.
You're writing upside down, so it might be a little more difficult.
Yeah, that looks like 15. A times 4.
Which, as we know, is 1,000 and something, right? No, am I wrong?
No, you're
what is
wrong.
It?
It's 20.
20.
20. Let's put that in a different color so you can kind of see it.
So is it 20 or is it 20? Because I always have troubles pronouncing that. I'm not exactly sure.
It's 20.
20.
E.
20.
T-W-E-N-T-Y.
20. Awesome.
20.
Sounds good.
And now you're going to see us return B. B equals 20.
20.
And it's going to get passed back down. The ball's getting passed back down. Oh, there's the ball again. It's getting passed back down to B1.
Bam.
So now B1 is what B is.
20.
20.
20.
Where do we go from here? Leonidus II.
Well, I'd imagine, since we've done V1, the logical next step, I would say, would be V2. And seeing here how it says V2 equals cab, which is a function defined above, is value 1, or V1, and value. We already know V1 is 20, and we know value is 5. So when we take the ball here, we're going to take this ball, here it is again, and it's going to be thrown up to Cab here. Cab's a good person. Cab wants, he wants 20 and 5. So A is going to take V1, which we know is 20, and then B is going to take 5, because that's the order that it's in right here. And so with those two numbers, it's going to move down to C here. And C is going to take on the value of A times B, 20 times 5, which is infinity. I'm pretty sure, no, it's not infinity. It's actually 100. And, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, that is 100. And then it's going to return C, which we know C is 100. So it's going to take the ball, boop, there's the ball again, bring it right back down to V2. So now V2 has a value of 100. I'm going to go ahead and write that, off to the side somewhere. Let's see. Oh, that's too small. So far we have...
Get your pencil.
Yep. I'm just going to write down all the information we have so far. We know value equals 5. We know V1 equals 20. And we know V2 equals 100. So far. And so now we're going to move on to the next step here, and I'm going to take it over to Grand Cheif. I had to look. I couldn't remember what
my name.
I did forget. I couldn't remember what it was.
You are something else, man.
After all these years.
Jesus. All right. Now we're sitting at B3. I'm going to make it blue because I like it different.
If there was a Jesus. Like a Jesus of cheese?
Jesus.
But you said cheeses, so it's like a Jesus of cheese. I'd convert my religion to Jesus.
Shut up.
You will be saved.
All right.
Thou shalt repent.
All right, we're coming back to V3 here, and it's going to do the same thing that all the other ones did. It's going to pass it up. The ball's coming here, and the ball's getting passed a truck. Big old truck.
Chevy truck, if you want.
Well, yeah, bow tie. You can't go wrong with a bow tie.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're
very distinguished.
Definitely. It's taking D, and it's saying it equal to A plus B times C. Now, Python will do order of operations for you. So what it's really saying is...
PEMDAS.
D equals A, which is value 5, plus B, which is V2 100, times V1, which is 20. So,
20.
According to order of operations, multiplication comes first. So you're going to get 2,000 out of that. 2,000 plus 5. So now D is set equal to 2005.
A great year.
That was a great year. 2005 is now set equal to D, and the ball's being passed back and down to V3. And now we have all of our information, so we're about ready for our output statements. But just to be sure, let's come over here and make sure everything matches up. Value equals 5.
Yup.
V1 equals 20.
20, yup.
V2 equals 100.
Yup, for sure.
V3 equals 2005.
Yup.
Alrighty. Which means we are now ready for our print statements.
Print statements. Now it's just the output here.
Yep.
For those of you who don't know what the output is, I don't know why you're watching this video, because you need to go to school and learn what an output is. But for those of you who do know, we're going to write the output. So we got O-U-T, put. Do a little spelling lesson today, too. Output. Oh, no. Okay. First on the output, it says print V3. What is V3? We have that written down over here. All this information is stored. V3 is 2005. So, first thing it's going to print 2005. Simple enough. Then it's going to go to the next line down. Down to this next step right here. It says print V1. What's V1? Oh, it's a good thing we wrote that down right now, because it's 20. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to write that down. My bad. 20. Then it's going to go down to the next statement here, print value, which is the number that the user did input, which in our case is 5. So we're going to write 5. And then, last but not least, we got little V2 here. V2, we wrote down over here, is 100 from the solving we did. So the last thing it's going to print is 100. And boom goes the dynamite, ladies and gentlemen. See, that doesn't look too complicated. You got your 20, you got the ball that's being passed back and forth, Leonidus and Grand Cheif tutorials. Awesomeness. What do you got to say about that?
Well, my ball has a hole in it. Look at it. No, it's a hole. It can't be a ball.
If it was a Wilson ball, it wouldn't have a hole.
It sounds like Tom Hanks. Wilson.
Tom Hanks knew what ball to have. His ball didn't have a hole. Actually, Tom Hanks' ball, he did have a hole in his ball, didn't he? He just stuffed it with hay, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh. He also got blood on it, too.
Ew, that's nasty.
Yeah, he was a weird-looking, crazy guy.
Leonidus the second,
Yep.
and Grand Cheif Productions.
And just as you thought it was over, you're funny. We're not even close. After you do all that stuff, you always have to do this. Do you know what it is, Grand Cheif?
Draw a pretty little A on it because you passed the assignment.
You can do that if you want. Draw an A minus, because you're not that great. So we're gonna give you an A minus.
A plus.
Okay, Grand Cheif wants to give you a plus. That's all right. But another thing you always have to do is you have to draw. I mean, come on. You just did all this work. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put a smiley face right there. But he's like a silly smiley face. So he has a tongue. Oh, that's a little off-center. Oh, he has a black tongue. His tongue is black.
Don't do drugs.
Yep, don't do drugs. Otherwise your tongue will turn black. And gross. And we're going to give him a little head.
His head is lopsided.
Well, that's because he does drugs, Ben.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, does he have an ear? We'll give him an ear. He has an ear piercing because he's cool.
Don't get ear piercings, kids.
Yeah, or do drugs. You'll get a lopsided head and an ugly face. we'll give him some hair.
No, people who do drugs don't have hair.
Well, that's why I'm giving him like little patches.
Oh.
Hashtag don't do drugs. It looks like he used to have like the Liberty Spike haircut, and then he started doing drugs. So don't do drugs, do your homework. Oh.
What's that supposed to be?
Oh, it's like the start of his neck. Goes down to his shoulders.
Do drugs, you have a small neck.
That's right. Super small neck. Oh. He doesn't have a nose. Let's give him a nose. Boom. Look at that thing. It's distinguished for a guy who does drugs.
He's got to have a big nose for all them drugs.
Yep. Oh, man. Let's see. There's his body. Oh. Oh, he's wearing a turtleneck.
Don't do drugs.
Yep. In his shirt says hi. What else? Oh, we should give him like a little rat tail haircut. Ooh, he's got that rat tail.
Definitely on drugs.
That rat tail, though. You see anybody with a rat tail? You think of this. Just because I want to, because I haven't used this program that much, I'm going to go ahead and throw an arrow in there. Got an arrow. Where's your arrow?
Is it set up to set up an arrow? Because I don't know how to do that.
No, I think you got to hit the arrow button again.
Where's the arrow button? Is that the arrow button?
It's a button with an arrow.
That one?
You got rid of my arrow.
Your arrow's not as good as mine.
By hitting the back arrow. That was the wrong arrow.
I don't even want that arrow. I want a blue arrow.
What?
What?
You have to hit the arrow button again.
Crap. Always have to hit the arrow button.
The rat tail. Dude, I'm an artiste.
Hashtag.
Is what my mom told me anyway.
Don't grind upside down again. Do drugs. Don't do drugs.
It's nice how our programming lecture turns into like a don't do drugs lecture. Like we're going.
It's an important part. Everyone should know not to do drugs.
like we're throwing dare in the lecture here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an important part of life. Stay off drugs, otherwise you're gonna look like him.
Who is him? Like, does he have a name? We should give him a name.
Loser.
Loser?
Stay off drugs.
Yep. For sure. You know, Ben, that almost, Grand Cheif, that almost looks like your mama.
Too far.